Hi everyone, this is Hayley from Kingston Community Library and I'm here with you today to show you how to make a dragon egg terrarium, which is one of our programs during the summer reading. So let me show you. If you signed up for the program, you will have been given a bag, and inside your bag is all the items that you need to make the dragon egg terrarium. You would have got some kind of plastic bowl. Some of you got glass because we ran out of the plastics, and so many people signed up for the program, which was amazing. I had to run out and get some more vases, but there weren't any plastic ones left. So a few of you might have got glass, so take care if you've got a glass one. You would have also had some decoration beads. I've just put mine in a little bowl for now. And you would have had some shredded type of paper to make the terrarium with. And you would also have an egg. So when I got home and I was going to do this video for you, I didn't have any eggs. So what I did was I went down into my Easter egg stash and I found Easter eggs. So if you have these at home, this is an awesome way to make as many dragon eggs as you want. So if you have leftover Easter eggs anywhere, you can ask mums and dads if they're hiding them, and then you can also make eggs out of these, and you can have as many dragon eggs as you like. Okay, now the only thing I'm going to say about this activity is it can be very, very dangerous because the eggs are very small and we're going to be working with the hot glue gun. So I don't want any hot glue accidents. So please, please, please be very, very careful and ask mums and dads to help you if you're not old enough to use the hot glue gun by yourself yet. Mum and dads can help with the hot gluing part. So let me show you the end result of our dragon eggs. And I've made 3 already. So I made a yellow one. Can you see the effect? This is kind of like yellow and orange. It's very hard to see on the camera. Then I made an orange and purple. And then I made this really cool gray and gold. And I think this one's my favorite one. And they look super effective. And if I'm thinking about Harry Potter, and I'm thinking, I've just read the chapter today about the Norwegian Ridgeback, and that is a black dragon egg. And in my head, it looks something like this one. So you can use your imaginations to make these eggs. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm lucky. I had found a pallet. Don't know if you can see that, which is able to hold my egg, which is a good thing, because if you've got something that you can hold your egg on, it saves your hands from being near the hot glue. Okay, if you don't have a pallet, here's what I'm going to suggest. So grab a piece of cardboard like this, and we're going to blob a piece of hot glue on the card. And I'm hoping you guys can see. And then I'm just going to stick my egg right on top of it. And that makes a good holder. And it doesn't matter if your egg sticks to the card, you can just cut it right off, so it doesn't, it just keeps your hands safe. It means you don't have to hold the egg while you're hot gluing it. So the point of doing the hot glue is to make the egg have a texture, and every egg is going to look different because the hot glue is going to fall in a different way, just like we talked about when we did the crafter wand. So you don't have to wait for this to dry, you can just go for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a new stick first of all, and we're going to layer our dragon's egg. So my hands are nowhere near the hot glue, and that's the good thing about having the holder. So you can just start to layer your egg, and you can have it so the glue's dripping down. And what you want to do is put the first layer on and wait a little while for it to dry, because obviously the glue's going to come all together, and you won't see the layering until after it's dried and you've added another layer, and it's dried and you've added another layer. That helps the texture, that helps the different layers, and it helps you to see the drips coming down, which causes this awesome dripping effect that you can see on this one. All right. So I'm going to wait for just a second, and I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to come back when that layer's dry, but it doesn't take too long. And when we, actually it's almost dry now. That's a good thing about hot glue, so I won't need to pause. All right, so I'm going to add another layer on top of that one. And I'm going to do some swirls, and you can do, you can do thin or thick. You can do swirls and drips. You can do it any way you want. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing when we turn it upside down. So once it's dry and you're not in any danger of burning your hands, So just give it a good couple of minutes to dry. We're going to flip the egg over. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So now I will pause you and I'll be back in 1 second when this is fully dry and we can turn it over, and that saves anybody going near any hot glue. I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, I am back and my egg is looking pretty dry. Still a little warm, but that's okay. So I'm going to, oh, and it came off really well. So it peeled off that hot glue we put down quite well. And I'm just going to turn it upside down, stick it right back on. And that works good too. And again, I'm keeping my hands away from all the hot glue. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the bottom of the egg. And if you want to make it a bit different, you can go all the way around. You can make it just a big blob on the top and see where it falls. I love this craft because the end result of all of them is going to be completely different. So I'm trying to make thinner stripes on the bottom here. You see I'm doing like little dribbles. And again, we're going to wait for it to dry. So while we're waiting for it to dry, one thing that you could be thinking about is the color of your dragon egg. So for these guys, I used acrylic paint. I found that worked really well. So I'm hoping you guys have acrylic paint at home, but if not, you can try watercolor. You could even Sharpie them, I guess, if you didn't have paints at home and you had Sharpies. But I think the best thing to use is paint. You could also look for other items that you can build up your terrarium with. So the terrarium is going to have different layers, and that's just to make it look really fun. So you can have the stones that we added in your packs. You can have the shredded paper. But then I also found from last year's fairy gardens some moss. So that would make it really more authentic, I feel like. If I put some moss on the top, keep my dragon eggs warm, plus it would look really cool. So anything that you've got at home that makes it more dragony and authentic would look great. Okay, I'm just having a gentle touch here. And that looks, oh look, I don't know if you can see that, but it's all dripped down the bottom and it's left this really cool dripping effect. And that's what you want. You want different effects for each egg, and it just makes them look more authentic. Now, I'm holding this egg. I'm very happy with it. It's almost dry. But if you want to add any more than one layer on the top and one on the bottom, you can just go all over again and keep adding layers until it's as big and as thick and as bubbly as you want it to be. So once you've done that and once it's dry, the only thing left to do is decorate and paint it. So I already have an orange and I already have a yellow and I already have a grey. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to look at my paint stash, I'm going to go with a blue. And it's always good to put a base colour, or you can do a couple of colours. Maybe you can do, I think I'll do 2 colours actually. I did one colour for the base of all the last ones, and then I dry brushed the top coat. So dry brushing just means getting the tiniest bit of paint on your brush and gently going over the top. But I don't think I'll do that this time. I think we'll go with maybe a blue on the bottom, and I haven't got any purple, so maybe a purple on the top. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to pause you guys so that you can continue doing your eggs. And then I will come back with you when this is all painted and you can see what the painted finished egg looks like. I will be back. Have fun. Alright, so I'm back again. And my egg is pretty dry. I did cheat a little. I got a hairdryer. So I don't know if you can see, but I went for blue and purple here. And what I thought was really cool about using the Easter egg is that the yellow just about shows through. So it actually looks like I've got 3 colours going on with this dragon egg, which I love. So what I'm going to do is I always like to finish with a bit of airbrushing, because airbrushing the tips and the ends makes the texture of the hot glue really pop. It makes it really stand out. So I am going to do this, and for me the most magical colour is gold. So I'm going to find my gold and I'm going to airbrush just a touch of gold on the top. And like I say, airbrushing just means getting the tiniest bit of paint on your brush. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to keep my tissue. I'm going to get the tiniest bit of paint and I'm just going to brush most of it off on the tissue so that all that's left is a little drop on the end, and I'm gently just swishing over the very tips, just the bit where the hot glue gun is. I'm going back and forward. I may have wiped off too much. Back and forward again over the ends, just so really all the gold is touching is the hot glue sections. I don't want it everywhere because it's just for effect. You don't want to cover the whole thing in gold. You're just trying to get the ends of the hot glue. And this looks awesome. I'm loving the color mix here. So I'm wondering what color you guys have chosen. So if you make your eggs and you finish, what would be amazing for us is if you would pop a picture of your eggs or of you holding your eggs in our Padlet. And it's super easy. We have one for every summer reading page. And there are 6 weeks, so there are 6 pages and 6 Padlets on our website. And you would just click on summer reading and a drop-down box comes up. You would choose the week of the activity that you've done. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of that page, you'll see a Padlet. It's like a mini Facebook where you can just hit the pink circle and upload your picture. And that means we can all see it, and it will be amazing. So that's it. That's my dragon egg done, and I'm super pleased with it. It's gold, blue, purple, and you can just about see the yellow coming through of the egg that I used. All right, so now that the egg is done, and like I said, you can make as many eggs as you want. We're going to start building the terrarium, which doesn't take too long. So we're going to layer the terrarium to make a nice nest for our dragon eggs. Okay, so we can go, we want the soft bits at the top and the harder bits at the bottom to make it cozy for our eggs. So I'm going to start my layering with the stones. And if you didn't get a pack, you can use stones from outside. You can any kind of stones. You can go on a stone hunt in the forest. You can look outside in your garden, and it doesn't have to be too deep. Oh, dropped one. That's okay. So I'm layering a layer of stones, and then I'm going to use some of the shredded paper. I'm dropping everything today. The shredded paper to make the next layer. Now, when you're using terrariums for plants and things, you layer so that the water has good drainage. So we don't need the drainage for water because this is just a home. We're trying to make a cozy nest. So I'm going to push. I may have put too much in because I wanted to add moss to this one. So can you see? So we've got the stones, we've got the shredded paper, and then I'm going to add a little touch of that moss that I talked about, that I found, just to make it even more natural and cozy. Plus it's pushing the shredded paper down a little bit. So I've got 3 layers: stones, shredded paper, and moss. It looks a little like a bird's nest. I love it. So now I'm just going to rest my egg in my terrarium, and it looks so cute. I love it. Dragon egg terrarium. And that's all there is to it. So please take care with those hot glue guns. Don't forget to upload a picture. I cannot wait to see your dragon egg terrariums. And have fun. Make as many as you can if you have Easter eggs at home. They make really good dragon eggs. Take care, you guys. I'll see you the next time. Bye.